The National Milk Producers Federation this week asked the Department of Agriculture to better support dairy farmers. Those are experiencing losses stemming from the Trump trade agenda. The Federation says in a letter to USDA that the agency needs to better reflect the dairy farm incomes lost to tariff retaliation when it calculates its next round of trade mitigation payments. NMPF chairman and dairy farmer Randy Mooney cited 4 studies illustrating that milk producers have experienced more than $1 billion in lost income since May. That's when the retaliatory tariffs were first placed on dairy goods in response to U.S. levies on foreign products. The North American Free Trade Agreement replacement will not benefit dairy farmers, that according to the Federal Reserve Bank. A report by the Federal Reserve says that gains may be the new USMCA-Canada agreement that will replace NAFTA are too small and too far in the future to help dairy farmers. The Minneapolis Fed reported that a substantial number of dairy operations have exited the business since the beginning of the year. Now, according to CNBC, dairy was a fixture in the NAFTA renegotiation effort, and concerns from Canada were long sought by President Trump. The U.S. Drought Monitor weekly report update shows more wet weather ahead for the Midwest. Much of the Corn Belt received adequate or above needed moisture this growing season. However, there are pockets in Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma that are still extremely dry. Recent rains have turned the tables, and much of the Midwest is experiencing wet harvest conditions. The Drought Monitor noted that the wet weather pattern is in store for much of the southern and eastern United States, as the National Weather Service 6 to 10 day outlook for October 30th through November 3rd calls for near to above normal precipitation over much of the nation, with drier than normal weather limited to the west coast and lower southeast. I'm Susan Littlefield on the Rural Radio Network.
You already know that choosing clean-burning American ethanol blends at the pump can reduce risks to human health. Well, during October, choosing blends of E15 to E85 can actually help fuel a cure for breast cancer. Because for every gallon you buy, your participating retailer will contribute 3 cents to breast cancer research at the Fred and Pamela Buffett Cancer Center. Visit fuelthecure.pink to find a participating American ethanol retailer near you. That's fuelthecure.pink.